Hi, this is Julie Coons, and I'm here with another episode of ERAtv. Today I'm here with Scott Richard of Dial 800 CEO. We're delighted to have you.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, Scott, measurable data is vital to direct marketers, especially when they're trying to gauge the effectiveness of their campaigns. So how does today's technology help marketers increase the profitability of their campaign?
Good question. So what we're getting a lot of traction with, and marketers really like, is taking the power back and the control in a campaign. And the way they can do that is they can, when a call comes in, as opposed to sending it directly to one call center, for instance, they can send it to 2 or 3 call centers. And those call centers then, using technology, send the sales back into a unified system, a system that we put together. Now, every day, the marketer can see how many sales each call center is making. If call center A starts selling more, give that call center some more calls, right? So since the call centers know that they're competing, they're going to perform better because they want more calls. So now the marketer is in control of the whole situation. The marketer has a tool that they can route calls on a different percentage to the different call centers, depending on how well they're selling. When a call comes in on a toll-free number, a tremendous amount of information is given away, demographic information, because it's when the person who was called is paying for the call. So they have rights to certain things. So for instance, when you call an 800 number, you are giving up your name and address, plus full demographic profile on you. How old you are, how much money you probably make, how many kids you have. Not on everybody, but there's a tremendous amount of data out there. So that marketer knows, well, gee, I got so many people calling that bought, and they fit into this demographic profile. I got to start targeting that profile more. So a lot of tools, and the key is getting it all unified into one system, so then they can make decisions in real time of who gets calls and which calls are actually making them money.
Very interesting. So in your business, you deal with clients on vanity numbers. So what common mistakes do you find that people make when selecting a vanity number, and what impact can it have on the DR campaign?
Good, so actually we're going to correct the word vanity. Vanity number was 90s, meaning 800 collect. We actually did the 800 collect campaign and 800 goodwill. So that was our original business. Today, it's in order to track media, you just need a memorable number. We call them rapid recall numbers. Something that is easily what's called chunkable. Numbers that can be divided into 1, 2, or maximum 3 chunks. Like, I'll give you an example. Montel Williams advertises on Money Mutual. Call 800-555-CASH. Okay, easy. Start with the 800 number. You have to use 800 in any advertising. 3 digits, the 555 is considered in your head 1 digit. And cash is a word. You don't need a word. You can just have 800-555-1000, right? Or 800-800. So 2 or 3 chunks. The response increase is dramatic, and people forget to put this in their advertising. They don't tell the Dub House, well, gee, use these good numbers. And they don't even tell the Dub House how to read the numbers. I just gave a presentation here about this whole thing, and it's one of those things that's an afterthought. And it's important to know that a 10% increase in calls could be 50% more profits.
Wow.
The numbers are silly, they're so big.
So you recently, as you mentioned, presented a session here at the D2C convention in the D2C Learning Lounge, which is part of an experimental 15-minute session on the show floor. So in addition to telling people how they could make 50% more call response, what else would you like your attendees to take away from your presentation?
I believe everybody there will only use, in any advertising they do from now on, a number that begins with 800, never 888-877-866-855. I told them a story about American Idol, how 250,000 people dialed 800 versus 866 when Ryan Seacrest was saying, call 866, Idol's 02, to vote, right? And poor Clay Aiken lost to Ruben Studdard by only half that amount of votes. Had people accidentally not misdialed, they would have, Clay Aiken might have won American Idol. So use only 800, and the science behind chunking, short-term memory, our members can remember typically 3 things maximum. So if your number has more than 3 chunks in it, right, it's not going to be memorable and you're going to be hurting your campaign. But if you use one of those easily chunkable numbers, and I think everybody got it, right? It was like this aha moment. Well, yeah, I should think about that. And I think using that will really help their campaigns. And that's what it's about, increasing profitabilities in a campaign.
Scott, thank you so much for being here with us on another episode of ERAtv.